She cautiously entered the store and got in line behind all the other excited children. She bit her lip worriedly as she got closer and closer to Santa. His eyes twinkled brightly as he seemed to recognize her from her earlier visit. Finally, it was her turn, and she climbed up on Santa's lap and said hurriedly, "My brother and I just want coal, Santa. Instead of piles of presents, could you please bring us coal? And Santa, please look very hard for our cabin on Lindbergh Mountain, please." And Santa's face softly changed, and it told Kristen that he was curious and kind and very wise all at the same time. And he said, "But Kristen, you and your brother are very good children. Toys from the North Pole are more fun than lumps of coal." In her mind's eye, she could see what she had asked for from her first Christmas list: a dazzling watch and a new bike. And she could also see the great pile of presents, wrapped in shiny green paper and tied with red braided ribbon that had sat under her Christmas tree just last year before she and her family had to move to the little cramped cabin with only an old coal stove for cooking and heating alike. In all of Santa's worldwide travels, no one had ever asked him just for coal. He patted Kristen on top of her soft, shiny brown hair and said, "We'll see. We'll see." It was never really warm, and even though her mommy had worked so very hard to make it feel like home, Kristen could not forget the cobwebs, spiderwebs, and unfamiliar shadows on the walls that greeted them all when they first opened the door to the cabin on Lindbergh Mountain. The floors creak when you walk, and at night the winter wind shakes the old place. The bells on the necks of the flocking sheep sounded so nice in the day, but at night their ringing took on a melancholy tone, especially when mixed with the howls of the coyotes that sounded to Kristen as if they were as big as wolves. And it was then that she decided to change her Christmas list and go and see Santa one more time. And she tried to keep her eyes open, but she dozed off to sleep. A paint-peeled sleigh made of heavy-hewn oak left the North Pole. Santa took 2 elves, a trio of pretty angels, a clown, and of course Mrs. Claus. They flew like a flash of lightning. It was a treacherous trip with bone-chilling air, and the snow fell harder than ever before. They tiptoed from the sleigh, and Cupid, Santa's favorite reindeer, pawed and pawed until the rope that held the old cabin door shut was untied. The sound of ringling and jingling of bells made Kristen stir. She thought she heard a stirring in the chimney. A bright light flashed red, green, yellow, and amazingly, somehow, all the colors at once. She pulled her nightcap tightly over her ears so the wonderful dream would continue forever. She heard a scratch, 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 like the sounds of a kitten's paw on a box. The shade on the window moved. "She's sound asleep," a squeaky voice exclaimed, and hundreds of tiny creatures wearing aprons adorned with the words Christmas folk spilled in and out of the window at once. The clock chimed 2:15 a.m. Kristen had been peering at what she thought was surely a dream from under her soft, woolly blanket. Her family looked to be fast asleep. She blinked because something seemed to be flying around. And then a most incredible scene unfolded before her sleepy eyes.